episode 7 of Star Sports TV, and we've very interesting show this week with 125 to 1 golf selection. One of the highlights. We also have a special on the Tour de France. We've got a cycling expert coming in, giving his opinion. It's now time for racing with Luke Tarr, and Luke and I, we only tipped up a shade of odds against double last week, Luke.
Are you taking credit for a 3 on chance and a 2 on chance, Johnny?
Yes, I am. It's a tough time for punters at the moment.
You have that. I'll have the 13 to 2 Huckham the week before. Yeah.
Well, that was 2 weeks ago. Let's get on to this week's action. Celebration Mile. Right. So I thought Ben Battle might be favourite here. Regal Reality's actually gone favourite 9-4 over Ben Battle. Ben Battle is 5-2. Duke of Hazard 130. Century Dream 6s.
Yeah, I mean, Ben Battle, what a horse he is. He's won 10 of his 21 starts. He's rated as high as 125. I think I've owned a couple of hurdlers that weren't within £30 of that. The ground's an issue for me. I think he wouldn't want soft ground. And if you've been watching the cricket during the week, Goodwood's 20 minutes, half an hour along the coast from Southampton. We're half an hour from there. It's been rain. It's going to be soft ground. I don't think Regal Reality, I don't think he'll really want soft ground either. And this is a Group 2 after all. He's won Group 3s. He's won 3 of them. I think this is a step too far for him, particularly at sort of 2 to 1 mark. Wide open, isn't it, really? The one I liked was Happy Power, who's probably the most versatile on the ground. Whether he'll run or not, I'm not sure. He's a ground race. Who do you fancy?
Yeah, well, I'm not going to go with Ben Battle at those prices anyway.
No, Sebastian stepping out of handicap company. I think it's a wide open race, and I think it's one to get against the front 2.
The Winter Hill Stakes, our old friend SDS on Fox Chairman, and I know you have the ear of the SDS. He loves this horse, and he has his conditions. We've extra elusive at 4 to 1, along with King Oliver and Global Giant 5, so I believe you took on last time at Haydock. This is all about the Fox, surely.
I mean, my old friend, I call him Fox Chairman. Sylvester made it clear when he did his blog for us at Royal Ascot how much he liked this horse, and I followed him ever since. And he's been up against it slightly this year, came 10th in the Queen Anne, then he went to Sandown, ran in a listed race, bumped into Aspirations last time. But a mile and 2 furlongs, soft ground. I think this is right up his alley, and this is a favourite I do want to be with. I think Global Giant, you take him on. Extra exclusive, you take it. I think it's set up for the favourite. I don't think he'll go close. The only one I could see troubling him is Desert Encounter, who's a big each way price at 10 to 1. He won the race last year, should go close again this year.
Got to mention as well, Albina only returns to action as the Curragh in the Snow Fairy Filly Stakes, the 3:10 on Friday. So she's definitely worth a mention. Hope you have a good weekend, Luke.
And you, mate, that there's Doncaster to come. We'll be back with the Zoom room with Sylvester. The pipped offer runs all weekend, and it'll run for the ITV races the week after next. So lots to look forward to, but let's get the Fox home this weekend.
Top man. Now it's time for football chat with Adam Russell. There's only one place to start here. Messi, does he leave? Does he go? Is he calling their bluff? And if he leaves, where's he going to go from Barcelona, Adam?
I think, yeah, he probably is calling their bluff. We've seen before that he's not afraid to hold the club to ransom to get what he wants. And I think what he really wants this time is change at board level and real structural change around the club. Interestingly, Man City moved in from 7 to 2 to evens overnight. So if you believe the market movement, there could be something going on there. And obviously Inter Milan have got quite a big project underway, and their owners are key for a marquee signing. So I probably wouldn't discount them either at 10 to 1. But for me, 8 to 11 stay at Barcelona seems to be the way to go.
I know you think maybe Lewandowski's like the best player in the world at the moment. Maybe it was Messi. I think it could be Kevin De Bruyne, and he does feature heavily in one of our special markets coming up for the Premier League this weekend.
Yeah, so the guys at Star Sports have given me a bit of a sneak peek of some of the markets that they'll be releasing this week. One of them is the goal contributions market, which I think is a really interesting market. You've obviously got your favourites in Kevin De Bruyne at 5 to 1, Bruno Fernandes at 15 to 2. But I've picked out a couple of double figure prices that I think could be of interest. Only Man City and Liverpool created more chances in the Premier League last season than Chelsea, and they've obviously brought in a lot of sort of proven quality from Europe this summer. And I think Timo Werner could be the beneficiary of some of those chances. He's obviously going to come and lead the line for them. But I really like Hakim Ziyech at 25 to 1. He can play on the left, he can play on the right, he can play down the middle. And he's also really good on set pieces. So I think he could make a lot of goals next season in that new look Chelsea attack. And the other one is Riyad Mahrez at 25 to 1. We've seen that Leroy Sané has obviously gone to Bayern Munich, and I think
Big season for Mahrez now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I think Bernardo Silva could potentially play a lot more centrally this season with obviously the absence of David Silva. So that spot on the right-hand side could really be Riyad Mahrez's to make his own. So I think 25-1 for him to lead the goal contribution market is a good outside chance there.
Top man, Adam.
Thanks very much, Johnny.
It's now time for trading chats. Finn Garrett's on holiday, so Ed Stark is in the house. Good afternoon, Ed. How are we?
I'm very well, Johnny. How are you?
I'm not too bad. Even though Luke and I said this can't be beaten, the Love Batash double, it wasn't beaten. It still wasn't a bad week for the Star Sports traders.
No, we were bubbling along nicely at York, even with Love and Batash both winning. I guess they were a bit too short for us to do a lot of damage. Even the well-backed Ebor winner, Fujara Prince, wasn't too bad a result for us as well. So horse racing-wise, York, yeah, it was very good. We're very happy with it.
Yeah, the fact you say horse racing-wise implies that on other sports it wasn't quite so good a weekend.
No. Like I said, we're bobbling along nicely, and then Dustin Johnson was a very bad result in the golf for us. We laid him pre-tournament and at the halfway stage, and then he just went further and further clear after that. I think he shot 30 under in the end, which is just incredible, really. And obviously Champions League, Bayern Munich, well backed throughout the whole tournament, really, and obviously well backed on the night as well. And that was a 1-0. I think they were thoroughly deserved winners, so there's not much we could do about that either.
You're looking forward to the football handicap markets as well?
Yes, so this weekend on Saturday, we're going to launch our anti-post offering. So we're going to have points handicaps and goals handicap as well, plus with all the other just general anti-post markets. I believe you're a Liverpool fan, Johnny, is that right?
Yeah, that's it.
So we've got Liverpool, they're giving up 3 points. So obviously we've got City off scratch, and then Liverpool receiving 3 points. All would be online. It's 14-1 the field, so whoever you fancy. I'm a Brighton fan, so no doubt I think they were a good price, but everyone thoughts their own team, don't they, and this sort of thing, so we'll have to see what happens.
Top man, Ed.
That's it, really. Yeah, not much else. Obviously, we've got Goodwood this weekend, a couple of group races, back at headquarters as well for Newmarket, so hopefully we'll be busy there as well.
Top man.
Take care, Johnny. Thanks a lot.
Let's get over now to Julie Collier for some Star Sports Greyhound Derby update. And Julie is literally counting down the weeks and has a very special guest this week, not only with a view to the Derby, but also with a view to Monmore at the weekend.
Thanks, Johnny. Can you believe there were just 5 weeks to go until the start of the Star Sports Greyhound Derby at Nottingham? This week, I took the opportunity to catch up with Hayley Keightley's assistant trainer, Craig Morris. Make sure you watch the whole feature because they've got a new dog in their kennel that I think you'll be very, very interested in at a bigger price. But they also have 33-1 anti-post chance Hiya Boyo. Before the Derby, he lines up as the likely favourite for the Monmore Gold Cup on Saturday night in Trap 1. I asked Craig what he thought about the dog's chances.
I do now the draws come out, Julian. He's got one. He's probably not a true Trap 1 dog, to be honest, but on the makeup of the race, I think whatever leads in that final will probably win. Obviously, Rab's bitch is running really well and showing good early, and Ernie's dog did last week. So I think I'd rather be on the inside and try and hold him to the corner and slip round and try and clear him. So on the makeup of the race, I think he probably will be favourite, and after his performance last week, probably, justifiably so.
It's time for this week's Hit the Tweet Spot. You can win a free pony bet just by replying to a Star Sports tweet or referencing a Star Sports tweet. And this week's tweet is from Liam, man interrupting, and this is in relation to Messi. He's clearly seen Leeds are back in the Premier League and wants to take his chance at a big club. Can he step up to our level, though? Can he step up to Leeds level, or will he go somewhere else? Star Sports has marked on that as well. Well done to Liam on winning a free 25 quid bet, and you can do that every week by hitting the tweet spot. It's time for cricket with Ryan Sidebottom, and Jimmy Anderson is the place to start here, Ryan. 600 test wickets, and he's been cut, he's been slashed in the 25-1 for the Sports Personality of the Year.
Yeah, it's a phenomenal achievement, isn't it? 600 test wickets, the greatest seamer of all time, you'd have to say, in terms of wickets. No one else will ever get near that, maybe Brody. But what an achievement. It's just a shame that crowds haven't been there to celebrate alongside him. But what he's done in the game, and he's going to continue. You know, he looks fit, he's hungry, he's already said he wants to play in the Ashes, so why not? You know, he's still taking wickets by the hat load, so as long as he keeps going and he wants to play, why not let him?
Yeah, it is a shame about crowds, and that mightn't help his chances as well, because maybe it's not celebrated as much sort of globally or whatever. But what about the Pakistan game, the T20 then? What are we looking at?
Yeah, look, it's exciting. Unfortunately, you know, with COVID, the T20 World Cup isn't going ahead in the winter in Australia, but it's been put back to next year. But I think a lot of teams now, it gives them a chance to focus on their teams, you know, what type of attack, the variety, but some exciting players on show from both sides, two young teams, power hitters, and a very, very quick bowling attack. So expect fireworks. I'm really looking forward to this T20 series. Two amazing teams that love playing T20 cricket.
Thanks a million, Ryan.
Cheers, thank you.
Let's get over to Blue Horseshoe for a 125 to 1 selection in the golf.
G'day, golf fans. Well, what a performance from Dustin Johnson last week at the Northern Trust. 30 under par over 72 holes, 11 shots clear of second place. That's some going. I just wish he'd been a bit more consistent like that when I tipped him up to win the PGA Championships a couple of weeks earlier, and he dropped his load on the final day to finish second to Morikawa. Anyway, it's a cruel, cruel sport. You carry on, and we do carry on to the BMW Championship. Now, this is the second round of the FedEx Cup Series. It's interesting to note here, there is no cut. So this is the top 70 money earners for the season. No cut, so your player could have a bad day on the first or second day and still power home with a strong third or fourth round to get up into the places or even a win. So, who does Blue Horseshoe loves this week? Blue Horseshoe loves Cameron Smith. The reason why we love Cameron Smith is he's trending upwards in form. He was 200 to 1 last week and just finished outside the places. He's 125 to 1 this week, and we think he'll continue that upward trend in form. The course suits him. He's a talented player, and 125 to 1 is excellent odds for Cameron Smith. So, to see who else Blue Horseshoe loves and why, check out the Star Sports blog below, and good luck.
Well, I've got to be honest with you, viewer, cycling was something I got into during lockdown, and now I'm actually really looking forward to the Tour de France. And as such, we have Ian O'Sullivan, a cycling betting expert, on the line. How are you, Ian?
Very good, Johnny. And you?
I'm not too bad, and you're actually quite keen on our top price here on last year's winner, Egan Bernal.
Yeah, Egan Bernal, obviously winner last year. I think he won it on merit last year. I was on him last year from the start and backed him in running as well. You know, he's very good price with you guys at 11 to 4. I think best price on like 5 to 2 elsewhere. You know, a bit of concern about his back injury that he had to pull out of the Dauphiné weight, but you know, also 7 to 4 top price favourite. Primoz Roglic has had his issues. He crashed out of the Dauphiné. There's been rumours whether he's 100% or not. It all depends on you know how they get through the first week, the second week, and then it's the big third week is where everything will fall into place. Bernal, decent price, I think 11 to 4. He's not got the team of Ineos of old, but he's a rider that's capable of doing it on his own. And I think as the race gets towards the latter ends, especially stage 17 up the Grand Colombier and the Col de la Loze, that stage is where we'll see Bernal come into his own. You know, at bigger
what other markets are you looking at then? King of the Mountains and so on.
Well, King of the Mountains is one a bet that I love, especially after last year backing Romain Bardet at 66 to 1 and 33 to 1 on running. He's only 9 to 1 this year. He'll probably go for it again. I think his GC days are gone. Julian Alaphilippe, though, is a rock solid 4 to 1 favourite. Won it 2 years ago. Could have probably won it last year. He was 7 to 4 favourite for it last year, but instead he went off on a GC hunt and nearly won the Tour. I think he'll be going for it this year. 4 to 1, he has to be in the book. At bigger prices, I think the Mitchelton Scott boys will be going after it. Adam Yates, I think he's 16 to 1, that sort of price. And Esteban Chavez, maybe at 33 to 1 or 2, that you could have at bigger prices for an interest.
Anything else?
Well, you've got the green jersey, the points classification. Peter Sagan, probably the biggest price he's been for years, but that's probably because he's not the Peter Sagan we've seen for years. Record winning 7 green jerseys last year. It's going to be a bit difficult for him this year based on his form, but you know, Sagan is Sagan. He just does what he has to do every tour. But I'm going to take him on with Sam Bennett. I think he's got a great chance to follow
our compatriot.
Exactly, follow in the footsteps of his fellow Carrick-on-Shore man, Sean Kelly, and take a green jersey. I think the team that the kind of Quick Step are taking there are designed for Bennett to win as many points as possible, not just at the stage finishes, but out on the road. And at bigger prices, maybe Brian Coquard, he's looking good at the moment, and he'll be picking up points when some of the other sprinters won't be around.
Top man, Ian. It's time for politics with William Kajani. How are we, William?
Very good. Very pleased to be here.
Yeah, Joe Biden is now 7-10 and Donald Trump 6-5. What is going on? Is this to do with the Republican convention?
It could be, although we usually wait a little longer for those things to influence the polls and for that to trickle down to the markets. Trump has had some better outlier polls, but the averages for him aren't looking great. It's a deficit of 9.1 points with 538 according to a national poll average. But that said, in general, punters have always rated Trump more highly than the polls have. And there are certain other factors as well that we'll take into account. Things like the Republican National Convention, but also in general, the fact that Biden is actually leading in the states he needs to win by only 6 points. And the races do tend to narrow down the stretch by about 2 points. So if Trump goes into close to election day just 4 points behind, that is a situation where we can see a repeat of 2016 again.
Don't bide your time, just back Biden. But this week you have a special little intervention with betting people.
Yes, I'm back at the Betting People helm and very pleased to be so. My interview this week was with Kitty Trice from the Racing Post. She's just started on their Bloodstock team, having been on their racing desk for 2 years. Really enjoyed speaking to her. We discussed lots of issues, including prize money, including stewarding, and also some specific breeding stuff too. And as you'll see in this trailer, I asked her about a sire to be impressing us over the seasons to come.
This is going to be quite off-centre, but I'm a big fan of Bated Breath. I just think at the price and what he's produced, like he's consistently produced winners. He's great on a commercial level, but I also think he's capable of getting, very smart types as well.
Don't forget to check out the website starsportsbet.co.uk, where you'll find all the blogs and all the special promotions such as Saved by the 90s and Pipped at the Post, and you'll find us at 08000 521 321, and of course you should download the app.